Hey friends, Lori here. You would have seen a previous clip where I mentioned this is going to be a day of BookMas. I am not ready to film BookMas physically, but I need to get these books out of my house. So I do an unhaul at the end of every single year. I'm probably going to make this video super big. It's probably going to be in a couple of different parts because I just have a lot of books. So yeah, I just sort of went through my shelves and sort of picked books that I don't have any interest in reading anymore or don't have any interest in reading at the moment. I go to a lot of book conventions and sometimes I just get books and then I think I'm going to read them and then I don't. So I don't even know how many books are in this video, to be very, very honest with you. I did not count, but it's pretty big. So I'm going to get rid of City of Saints and Thieves. I've heard good things about it, but it just doesn't strike my attention right now. And again, these are your favorite books. Let me know in the comments and maybe I'll pick them up from the library. Gone Dark. This was an unsolicited ARC that I got a couple months back when we were still in COVID times. Haunting the Deep by Adriana Matter. Again, I just don't seem that interested in it at the moment anyway. My Life Solving Cold Cases by Paul Holes. I will probably get the audiobook of this one because I do like when and he reads that. Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. I have had for so many years. People love it and I just have not been really drawn to this book or her series really recently as her writing. It's been a bit since I've read Rainbow Rowell. Sword in the Stars by Amy Rose Capetta and Corey McCarthy. This is a King Arthur retelling, but I just never got around to reading book one. I think I still have book one. So Cutthroat Cafe is a middle grade series. I read part of book one and wound up DNFing it. So if I do get them, I'm probably going to get the audiobook. Thunderhead by Neil Shusterman. I think I just missed the boat on this one, to be very honest with you. I've heard really, really good things, but I just think I've missed the boat. The Dark Tide is the one that I might keep. I might keep this one, so I'm going to put this in my possible. I literally just do the books in a box. Like the River, Glorious by Ray Carson. I never read book one, so I don't know why I have book two. The League of Secret Heroes Masks by Katie Hannigan. I was interested in book one. I think I still have book one. But again, this might be better as an audiobook. We will see. Escaping Ordinary Tailspinners by Scott Magnetta. I haven't read book one, so I just feel bad keeping it. The Last Harvest by Kim Liggett. I've had this book for so long. Probably my first ever Comic-Con that I ever went to. So I think I'm just going to give this to a new home. Horror is not my favorite thing, to be very honest with you. The Midnight Lie by Marie Rakowski is another book that I got because it's like a spin-off series, and I just haven't read it yet. So that is why it's on this list. Now let's get to the other stock. Sorry, we're going to be here a while. The next stock is Stolen Time by Danielle Rollins. My library does have the audio if I do want to read this, but again, it's such an old ARC, and I just don't know if I'm going to read it. The Bad Luck Lighthouse is the sequel to The Last Chance Hotel, and I've been struggling with that one, so again, I feel like other people would really enjoy it. The Rise of the Snake Goddess by Jen Elder Moak is one that I got relatively recently. I didn't love book one, and I picked up book two thinking I would pick it up, but then I just didn't. So again, libraries is a glorious thing. Mulan Before the Sword. I got this so long ago. I think I got this when I went to ALA before COVID, and I just never got around to it. The movie wasn't even, like, I like the movie, but again, I really need to get better at taking novelizations of books because I don't ever read them. Black Widow is one I'm finally getting rid of because I've had this for so long and I've never read it, unfortunately. The Girl in the Castle by James Patterson and Emily Raymond, another thriller that I'm just not going to read. Raising the Horsemen by Serena Valentino. This is a Legend of Sleepy Hollow, but it's like through the eyes of a modern teen. Again, I was going to read it spooky season and I just did it. Monarch Rising, the YA debut of the season. I am really struggling to read dystopian since our world is so chaotic as it is, but and then The Empire of Dreams by Ray Carson. This is the sequel series to her first series, which I haven't read. My goal was to do a reading vlog, reading the whole series, and then doing the sequel book, and then I just didn't get around to it. And then The Winter's Curse by Marie Rakowski. I have never been that impressed with the premise of this series, to be very honest, but I picked it up because I was at a signing, and I just don't think I'm going to get around to it. Yeah. Also Girl at the Grave by Tara Bailey Black. I thought I wanted to read this. Again, I got this one I should got from Book Outlet when I was still supporting them. And now I don't think I'm going to read it. They Drown Their Daughters by Katrina Morano. The Infinity Courts, which is a sci-fi fantasy book that I just don't think I'm going to read. Harrow Lake by Kat Ellis. I read her other one. I don't know. This is one I might keep. I have like a TBR. Like I have like a reading vlog idea, so I'm kind of trying to keep a couple that I'm putting in this pile because that'll be a reading vlog I do in early 2023. Okay, now let's get to the other stack. There's a bunch of graphic novels. The Adventure Comics Leviathan is just a short one that I picked up relatively recently. Language of Thorns. Honestly, I don't think I'm gonna read it as much as I love the Grishaverse. Deadly Class. I just never watched the show, so I'm not really that interested in the comics. Wonder Woman, you know, it was a graphic novel. I still have it though. Superhero Girls I'm gonna get rid of. Primer, a graphic novel I'm gonna get rid of. Superman Smashes the Con, which is like a older graphic novel. The Tower Treasure Hardy Boys. I'm gonna get the audios of these. I listened to a couple of the Nancy Drew ones and I have enjoyed those. A Universe of Wishes. I really struggle with anthologies, to be honest. A bookmark. City of Stairs. If I am gonna get it, it's probably gonna be read on my Kindle and it's gonna be colored. This one I got so long ago. And then Giles, a graphic novel, which I just don't think I'm gonna read. So, yeah, just being honest about my collection, to put it very well. And then a couple of more. Red Rising by Pierce Brown. The Dangerous Trade, Star Trek, a Prodigy novel. I don't even like Star Trek. Begin Again, Love Oz YA anthology. I got this because of Amy Kaufman. I got this, and then I just never wound up reading it. Again, I struggle with anthologies. Tiny Dancer is a graphic novel that I got for free. The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. I'm just not that interested in. I got it because there was the Avenger Reading Challenge that was happening, and I just didn't get around to it in time. And now that project is ending, so I don't really have a reason to read it at the moment. If I do, library, audio might be an option. I think I'm going to keep my copy of Unicorn Quest by Camilla Banco and do it for that reading vlog I was mentioning. Fury Barn, I've actually already read this. This was a copy I got at Comic-Con. For some reason, they were giving away copies of this. And I don't think I'm going to read it again. A Fine Line in the Dark by Melinda Lowe. This is just a thriller, and I have so many that are coming out that I want to read instead. Order of Magic, Lost Kingdom by Matt Lewinsky. This is actually book 2, and I've never been interested in picking up book 1. Well, this one was book 1 for the longest time, and it's not. So, let's get into the other ones. Try as V as quick as I can because my battery's gonna die. The Secret Garden edition from Owl Crate. I don't think I'm gonna read. Don't Fear the Reaper by Stephen Graham Jones. I am not gonna read horror. I just have to get over that. The City of the Forgotten Myths. I don't think I'm interested. It's like a companion series. The Sam Sheen Blind by Piss Perito. I got this recently and I don't know why I picked it up. Hunted by Deadlands. If I'm gonna keep some, I give it to my students. The Spite House, again, horror. Oh my god, my books just all fell. Hey friends, I'm back for my next part of my book on haul. So yeah, if I decide any of these I'm gonna keep, I'll let you guys know because I just sort of threw them in a pile like last week. So The Banned Bookshop by Maggie Banks, I just never got to pick up. It's sad because I always want to read books about bookshops and then I never do. The Hookup Plan by Farah Rashan, very specific adult romances I read. When in Rome, I thought this takes place in Rome. It doesn't. It takes place in like Rome, Kentucky. So, what's the fact? I think I'm gonna give this to one of my teachers at my school because she's a English teacher. Never Been Kissed by Timothy Johnsky. I did keep his Christmas one because I'm more likely to read it. So this will go to a new home. Jennifer Chan Is Not Alone. This one is signed. You know, I might actually wind up keeping this one because I was actually interested in that. The Boy Who Failed Dodgeball, I think I'm going to get rid of. And Just South of Home, again, another book that I got from a con that I just don't think I'm going to read. So I kept 2, which is pretty good for me. Yeah, and let's get to the other ones. I am also going to unhaul Lotus Bloom and the Afro Rose Revolution. I give these to my uncle's school and he tends to get better luck with them. Three Strike Summer. This was a historical fiction read, but again, I do give it to my middle school and they tend to like it. Ravenous Things by Derek Chow. Never struck my fancy, unfortunately. A Fairy Faux Pas. I might keep this one for my students. I think that they might like it. Bloody Fool by a Spike prequel. I actually read this already, so I got an arc of that. City of Hooks and Scares by Estelle Laurie. I never read book 1 and I never got around to reading book 2. Poster Girl by Veronica Roth is an arc I got, and I actually never got to read it, but I do have a physical copy. Kind of Spark. This is the one I wanted to keep. Yeah, this is the one I wanted to keep. This is like autistic representation, so I'm going to keep that. And then Next Door to Happy is just a really, really cute middle grade, and I think the kids in his school will like it. So yeah, let's get to the other stack. This is the last little stack in this video. Anyway, Rust in the Root by Justina Ireland has not called to me since I've had it. Philandria. This is a translated work, and I got this, like, I really honestly don't know what this one's about. It sounded interesting. But it just hasn't called me since then. Moonflower by Case and Calendar. I think the kids at the school will like that a lot more. The War Outside by Veronica Hesse. I think I might keep this. I have a Secret Santa present I have to do. So this River of Silver by Ashley Chakraborty. If I do wind up reading the series, I'll probably grab the audio for this one. But again, The Happily Ever After Island by Crystal Ciceri. I actually have a double copy of this, so I might actually do something with that. Island of Spies is another middle grade. The Impossible Destiny of Cute Crackle. I sometimes struggle with contemporary in the middle grade setting. I don't always read it. I tend to like fantastical stuff. Mira Ever After is another one. The Wicked Ones by Robin Benway. This is like sort of like a take on like, it's like, I think it's the evil sister story in Cinderella. The Undead Truth of Us never called to me. Aquadarian by Ebel Zibidi. This is the one that just, I think the representation would be really good at a high school, so that's where it's going to go. The Comedian Guide of Pride is another one that I just think will work better in a different environment. Ashes of Gold. I haven't really wanted to continue the series. And also Because You Love to Hate Me, which is 5 Times of Villainy. I really just don't read collections like that. It just doesn't happen. I'm also going to talk through some of the books I'm going to unhaul that are in my currently reading. I am going to unhaul Gilded because I don't think I'm going to read it again. I'm also going to unhaul Kingdom of the Cursed because it's a sequel. The Queen Will Betray You I'm probably going to unhaul as well. And yeah, I think that's it. So those are all the books that I'm going to unhaul. I will probably do another unhaul early 2023 once I get my life and my shelves in order. I'm not quite there yet, but I will talk to you guys for my next video. I know some of these books you may want me to read. If you really feel that strongly about it, let me know in the comments. Nothing has left yet. It's just in a pile. And I will talk to you for my next day of BookMas. Bye, friends.